Map fans, how's it going? Today we are looking at, again, the netCDF stuff and how to iterate over netCDFs. Now Derrick's been back in touch. He's got a problem. He's been using the model that we created last time, running it on files, and he's changed the files that he's running it on and it's no longer working. What do we do about that? Well, Derrick has done exactly the right thing and he's got in touch. Check this out, this is great. He has given me full error reporting. He's told me exactly what's going wrong, what the error is, and he's sent me a bunch of new files as well to check it out. So thanks a lot for that, Derrick. Now let's get stuck in and find out what's going on. So to explain what this model is doing again, just quickly, we are iterating over a bunch of netCDF files. We are going to, for each one, pull it out, and then on the make netCDF raster layer, we are using specific variables. So here we've got SIS, and in the one below we've got SISC, and we are going to pull those out into layers, and then we're going to clip them by the size of Ghana or the shape of Ghana, and then we're going to output those into our output GDBs. Now these were the original files. This is the folder with the original files in it. The first thing I'm going to do is change that. So if we go into our iterate files, I'm going to go into refiles. This is where the new ones are. Okay, that. And you can see now our original folder is not attached. Our previous folder, or our new folder, is attached. Just going to reset this. And if we go to the make netCDF raster layer, there should be a problem in here because we hard-coded the variable as SIS, and down here we hard-coded as SISC. So let's just go up to this one, and we should see file NC. That's all right. Let's have a look at our variables, SIS and SISC. Seems to be working. Let's give it a run. And it stopped. We have got to making our first raster layer, and it's come up with this error, 000244. One or more of the variables are invalid. So let's have a look at this. The variable specified does not exist in the input netCDF file. Now that's no surprise. We are working on new netCDF files, and they may well have different variables in them. So let's have another look at this now that it knows what we're dealing with. And you can see that the variable's wrong. So let's see what variables we have available. We've got T2M. Let's try that one. All our errors have gone away. This is heartening. And let's validate our model and then run it again. Now we've run into another error. The horrible 999999, which usually means Arc doesn't know what's wrong. So we've got no spatial reference exists, the table was not found. All kinds of things going on. So if we click on this, this is going to be an error executing function, generic error, not very useful. And interestingly, this is the same error that Derrick got to. So I think Derrick has reached this point, doesn't know where to go from here. So we're going to have to do a little bit of investigative work and find out what's happening. Now in order to find out what is happening, I am going to have to make changes to my original model. Now I know the original model works, so I don't really want to mess around with that too much. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to take my demo model, I'm going to copy it, and then I'll paste it in here as version 2. And now I can play around with this one, and I know that my original one is going to stay as it was, which is great. So let's go into that and edit it again. Currently it's got files as its input, when really we want redo new files. Let's add that. Now these errors aren't really making much sense to me, so what I would like to do is go into the refiles and just have a look at what's happening there. So here we are looking at the folder with the new files in them. Let's have a look. Now the odd thing about these is that we've got dots in the file names, and I know from experience that Arc can be very particular about having odd things in file names. So I'm going to try taking out these special characters and see what happens then. So if we go back up here, I'm just going to copy this folder so that I'm working on a copy instead of the original, and we'll call this refiles 2. And then I just did a quick search online to find a Python script that would remove all the dots from a file name. That looks like this. I've hard-coded what file we're going to be working on, and I'm just going to open this up after copying that into there. There we go. I'll open up PowerShell, and I'm just going to do Python and run this little script, and that has run. Well, let's have a look. Yep, all the dots are out. That's great. And let's try it in ArcGIS again. So I'm going to change from refiles. No longer want that one. Instead, I'm going to try our refiles 2, which has been renamed. There we go. So we've got rid of all those dots. Everything lights up. That looks good. Our variable does not want to be that, but let's give it a run anyway, and then we should be able to change our variable. There we go, variables are invalid. And let's make our variable T2M. Now I'm only going to do the T2M for this one, and I'm going to break this part of our model so that that is no longer going to run. And for our output, if we go into the clip, currently named it SIS. I'm just going to call this test. Okay, and we're just going to try this one. So let's validate our model again, and then let's give this a run. And it looks like it's working. Okay, we got that far. There are parts of our model left that have not run, so it's not actually going to complete, but let's just close out of that, and then we'll go to our GDB, demo GDB, and look at that, we've got tests for all of them. So it looks like these are working. We've got them added to our table of contents as well. And let's just have a look. I'm going to save that because it worked. And here we can see these new netCDF files appear to be working. So our major problem there was file names, and we've sorted that out, which is great news. Don't forget to like this video and please subscribe. That would be great. Stay up to date with all the new videos that are coming out. Thanks for watching and happy mapping.